Championships. I'm holding my coffee with the gun puppet tonight. Old guys, Texas, Minnesota, Floppr, hot to the hard point, and calculator Cod drawing the first blood as we go into P1.
Yeah, going into P1 here, it's a Bronze League Championship, so it's going to be a fight no matter what happens. But OGT kind of having control of the point so far. Minnesota getting a little bit of an early lead, but OGT just pretty much seems dominant on the point. You see Minnesota trying to kind of come in there from the sides, come in there from the front. They finally do get some OGT members down, but Minnesota gave up quite a bit of time there. OGT is now thinking about P2. You see number 4 there trying to lock down P2, but surrounded by Minnesota on either side. So it's going to be a definitely tough battle for OGT to keep control of P2 as it spawns.
Well, let's take a look at P2 as it kicks off right now. BWO holding down the hill. Close coming in to try to break it. 21-17 in favor of OGT. BWO on the hill firmly, doing a quick reload. Bragg tries from across the yard, gets one, it looks like. And Bray trying to work his way in. One takes, gets taken himself. Little Freeze gets taken off the stairwell. Minnesota is definitely stacking the hard point right now. 40-21 in favor of the Floppr as Float now trying to work his way through the mid. I want to say that's the Foyer. And Bray gets taken out off the rock. Drax gets taken out in front of the rock. Minnesota is not giving up this hill. That is a good thing to see. 58-21 in favor of the Floppr. BWO already starts to rotate towards P3. Takes out one of the OGT, but Float goes ahead, takes him down. Drax on that P3 hill as it kicks off. 69-22 Floppr.
69-22 Floppr. That was a great hold on Minnesota on P2. You see OGT is trying this time to fix the errors of P2 and just kind of keep control of the hill the entire time. It seems like as soon as Minnesota has eyes locked on the hill, they seem to be just getting what they want. You have Minnesota with almost double the lead in terms of score, and now they have P3 pretty much locked down. You have OGT trying to maybe pitch from both sides. Maybe number 4 there trying to go through the center of the map to revisit P3, but you only have 25 seconds left. Not a ton of time left to claim on this hill. Minnesota does a good job. OGT, there's no chance of even really catching up, even I think halfway to the score of Minnesota on this hill. So maybe OGT will get scrap time, but Minnesota very confident going into P4. You see OGT crowding all around it, trying to finally have a hill that Minnesota can't break, but Minnesota has something to say about that.
99-37 in favor of the Floppr. You're right, OGT is on the rock, on P4 right now, holding it firmly. Float tossing out a trophy, and Calculator tries to get him from the doorway, runs out a little bit, runs back in. Oh, but he gets mowed down. Little Freeze tries to do a little housekeeping, but he gets mowed down. Okay, gets that out of the way. Oh, Blackbird gets hello there. Float, oh man, trade-off right there on the rock, contest on the P4 hill as Dank gets taken down. Bray works his way around, gets one, gets a hit marker on a second one. 107-57 in favor of the Floppr. The OCP is trying their hardest to keep this hill. That Minnesota just broke it. Now there's success with Float trying to, but it's solid Minnesota as Floppr goes ahead, gets the rest of this scrap time. 115-58 favor of the Floppr, and we go to a quick rotation.
Yeah, Minnesota doing Minnesota things on that hill once again. They were able to break OGT, who had a very strong start on that hill. But Minnesota, I believe, played most of the time, although it was pretty much even. Although if you're OGT, you need it to be a little bit better than even at this point. As we speak, we are on P1 where a battle is commencing. Minnesota, though, have players all around it. As soon as OGT puts eyeballs on the hill, they're dead. Minnesota now feet on the hill. OGT goes 3 down. You see them spawning near P2. That's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, at least you have maybe starting control of P2, but you pretty much gave up P1. P1 is supposed to be mixy, and Minnesota is just very dominant here pretty much this entire map. Minnesota more than double OGT's score as we go into a second set of rotation. This is not good, and I know OGT, I played, I think, against them personally in the playoffs, maybe not, but I know this team is a very good team. They beat the team that I lost to. I'm honestly shocked that Minnesota is as strong as they are. OGT, though, they have a good setup on P2. If they could get a full 60 here, they're right back into it.
146.70 in favor of the flop. Gray. Oh man, he goes for one in the water. I think he gets him. Then Drax tries from mid, but he gets taken out of the front yard. WO works his way down the stairs. He gets taken down himself. Calculator working his way around. OGT holding down this hell in the garage, making sure nothing light blue comes in. Nade going out, doesn't connect. Oh, but Bray sending some rounds. WO trying to come in. He's not able to. 146.99 in favor of the Floppr. Calculator takes one out of the garage as he just steps out a little bit. Hello there going out, doesn't connect as everybody is getting ready for this P3. I'm looking at the mini map play. We got Dank already there, setting down the tent pegs as this P3 kicks back off 146-119 in favor of the Floppr.
Yeah, that was a fantastic P2. I mean, we don't really see like very true full 60s a lot, but I think that was a full 60, and they're right back in this game. They're only down 25 points, which again, not perfect, but it's a far cry from what they were like 70, I think. Now Minnesota has control over this P3. OGT has a little bit of a battle getting there. They don't really know which avenue to take to break in. You see them pushing from the front mostly, but Minnesota has that lockdown. You see that number one in Bray trying to flank from the back, but it's Bray and Lil 3Z that combine to get some kills on the point. But Minnesota, they are actually spawning pretty damn close to the hill, all things considered. And if you're Blackblur, at this point, like, you're getting a contest on the hill. Neutral time is good time if you're Minnesota. They will get the scrap time, but now it's all about P4. Minnesota is set up early. You see Calculator COD getting the early kills on the hill, sending OGT back to spawn. OGT half their team trek to get there, while the other half actually slays out on the point. But will it be enough? It's a one-on-one. Bray goes down and Minnesota retains control of the hill.
164-139 Floppr as Dank keeping some good coverage around the rock on a team street. Float trying to come in, do a little house cleaning, but he gets cleaned up himself. Dank trying to keep people coming from around that side of the rock. Little Freeze tosses a couple hello there, not connected, but he gets taken out just outside the door. Bray kicks it in for OGT as they break the hill. 171-151 Floppr. Float tosses out a trophy. On the stairway, he gets taken down as OGT is catching up. Man, this is being a dicey match. Calculator on a three spree, but Little Freeze holding down the rock as he has the P4, but OGT is going to go ahead and get the rest of this scrap time. 171-166 Floppr back to P1.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of incredible. We're talking about an even game here at this point, and OGT officially takes the lead. If you're Minnesota, this has to be messing with your charisma a little bit, your mood. I mean, Minnesota was way up in this point, and they allowed OGT to come back. On their part, OGT found it in their bones to get their breaking up the hill ability back, and they're going to have to do it again. Minnesota can win it here, but they could get pretty close, and you see OGT actually putting up a decent fight around the second story here. Minnesota having a hard time touching the point. I think they're going to finally be able to do it, but, you know, OGT put up a great fight. OGT now know they have the ability to break these hills. You have number 3 in Drax and number 1 and 4 trying to collapse on P2, trying to get the spawns. Minnesota, we've seen be very break heavy. OGT, they got to hold down this point. They cannot let Minnesota get a lot of time here. That P3 is going to be very mixy if they do.
Right now, 199-177 Floppr. Calculator COD tossing a trophy as he comes into the hill, making his way back out. Blackbird gets taken out of the foyer. Now Little Freeze trying to work his way around. He gets hello there, and then he gets caught at the steps. Now Little Freeze respawns back to life, and he gets taken down again. Dank holding down the hill along with BWO. Nothing Freeze going to come in there. 225-177 Floppr as Minnesota could take this hard point with it on this hill right here. Little Freeze taking a little swim, working his way around the long flank, pops back up on the rock, tries to bounce in. There's one. There's two, but he gets taken down. 242, 243 to 177 Minnesota. go ahead. Oh, or OGT broke the hill. We're going to P3 to finish this off. As we have half of the rock Floppr there. Minnesota Floppr take it 250 to 180.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible map from both teams. I think, OGT, if they don't have such a slow start, this scoreline looks a lot closer than it is. But the fact that they were able to take the lead at all in the second half of this map is a testament to how much they really picked up their game. Who knows? Maybe they weren't warmed up, and maybe now they are. Maybe now their heads are fine.
Drax is your bomb carrier looking for Bray's point of view. Going to go ahead, work the way around onto that, into the house as Blackbird works his way around. Man, he gets taken down by little threes, but he couldn't get his sights up in time. Dank working around onto that B point. Gonna hop up there on the anti-aircraft, but he gets taken down. The bomb is planted on that B site, and I'll tell you right now, Gun, it's looking all OGT this round.
It's certainly looking all OGT. I mean, OGT playing this really well, kind of working as a team and just picking Minnesota players apart one by one. I think they just kind of ran right up to that B bomb site very quickly. Just kind of took it over, took absolute control of it. I think once you get that first pick, I mean, you just kind of get a renewed sense of confidence to close the round out. And, just picking players apart one by one, catching players out of place. That was what OGT did. A very, very offensive round out of them, and honestly, a very quick victory.
And let's see how Minnesota answers on their offensive round. I mean, that B bomb site is right there in the defense spawn. So I'm surprised that they made a massive charge towards it. As Blackbird is your bomb carrier right now. Calculator COD watching the door of the house. Bray, drawing the first blood on the calculator. So there we go. It is now a 4v2. And wow, that was quick. OGT take it 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, these rounds have both been blink and you miss it. OGT had a very offensive attacking round, but they also had a very offensive defensive round. I mean, again, same thing, just picking Minnesota players who are out of place apart. And one by one, they fall. And once you lose the number advantage, it just becomes that much harder to just climb your way back into the round. You need to get a pick. And with OGT playing the way they are, it's going to be hard for Minnesota to get a pick with a team that just seems very well oiled.
Yes, they do. As Drax is your bomb carrier right now. OGT on the offense, looking from Bray's point of view. Bray just oh man, as Blackbird draws the first blood on the Drax, so the bomb is down. Looks like just outside the 8 bomb by P4. Float gets a little revenge, so it's now evened up 3-on-3, making his way downstairs. Hi, how you doing, little three's your bomb carrier? But Float gets taken down. Now it is a 2v2. Bomb is getting planted over at B. That was a smart move by little threes. Get out of P4. Get over to that B site, plant it, hide, and wait for Minnesota to come in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really glad to see this round be a little bit more back and forth, if not in favoring Minnesota outright. You see Lil Threes planting that bottom B site. OGT loves that B bomb site, but you see Minnesota, they are collapsing around him. They are pinching him, and it is over for OGT in this second offensive round. It was a good effort, but OGT just not able to get those picks early on that they needed. Maybe that bomb goes down a little bit too early before Lil 3Z's other teammate was ready. And that forced Lil 3Z to just kind of corner in the back of the map there as Minnesota just scouted them out. And, it was pretty much lights out from there. Still 2-1 OGT, and OGT has the advantage. Let's see what they could do on defense.
Yep, as Minnesota on their offense. And K Quick, thanks for the 49. Waiting for the HUD. There it is. Let's get it on. Blackbird, your bomb carrier's calculator COD works his way into the one house, drops down, heading over to the OP going out over at the A bomb site. Drax is there to meet him, but BWO drawing the first blood. Calculator's down. It is now a 3v2 in favor of Minnesota right now. The bomb is planted over at A. Bray watches from upstairs. Little Threes gets taken down. Bray is all that's left for OGT. Is he going to be able to do something? Sees Blackbird, takes him down. There's one. Is he going to get the other two? Who's Dank's taken down? Oh man, but no, Floppr off the breadstick. They take out OGT and tie it deuce.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think it was 3v1, right? And Bray just kind of just walks into the point, knows that there's not a lot of time left, or feeling the pressure of that ticking clock, just walks into the point and just does what they need to do, gets 2 kills, and that I honestly thought that last one was gonna go Bray's way. But,
So did I.
when it's a 3v1, it's like you can't lose us.
No, you're not supposed to be able to. As we're watching from OGT's point of view, Little Threes is the bomb carrier. As Bray getting ready to kick in. There you go. He's going to go ahead. Trophy going down at the elevator shaft. He's going to get the coverage into the building. Little Threes drawing first blood on the calculator COD. BWO hopping down, going to throw a hello there. Doesn't connect. A doesn't connect either. Bray, watch it. Oh, wow. Little Threes taken out quickly. It is a 3-on-2 right now. Float gets taken down. Oh, man. It looks like Minnesota decided to get kicked. Drax is all that's left. OGT took the round. They're up 3-2.
Yeah, OGT up 3-2. Honestly, some of these rounds are just so quick. Like, I was looking at my other screen watching the Twitch comments, and I looked back and everybody's all over the A bomb side, and everybody's just getting mixy with it. And before I could even blink, it was a 1v1. Yeah, I mean, it seems like OGT, especially on offense, they love just rushing at the bomb. They have like a clock over their head to get that bomb planted as soon as possible. And honestly, it seems to be working out really well for them. If they can complete their kills and get the numbers early on, that fast plan helps out.
Yes, it does. OGT's done a lot of it. In fact, so is Minnesota. Calculator COD drawing the first blood is Bray. Nate Silver, BWO. Wow, that was quick. OGT ahead 4-2.
I literally was checking my phone, and the round's already over. These teams like seem to have the same strategy at this point, which is pick a bomb site and just flood it. Just go right into it. And I think like Minnesota, you saw them all just come down the elevator shaft, like just 4 dudes just walking into a room, and OGT was able to read it. But like, I would love to like know what the comms were, because I feel like if you're the OGT player, seeing 4 people walk out of the room at the same time, like that's just got to be crazy. I mean, I don't want to talk too much because this round might be over before I even finish the sentence.
Yeah, Little Threes is your bomb carrier, and Reaper Mortis, thanks for the 20. Looking from Bray's point of view, Little Threes watching around. Calculator COD on the first blood. Threes going to go ahead, get the plant over at A. Boom, there it is. BWO watching from the outside. Oh man, he gets a couple love taps. Oh man, Blackbird gets taken down. It is a 3v2. Bray does a quick reload. Drax with the aims. Watching left and right over at P4. Dank going to try to clean out along with BWO on the outside. Drax takes a few steps back. Sees BWO, gets a few shots in. 18 seconds left in the round. Oh, Bray's all that's left. Oh man, and Dank getting the defuse, and Dank's all that's left. 1v1. Is he going to be able to do it? Will he have enough time? No, he's not. This is going to go OGT's way as the bomb goes off. 5-2. Old guys, Texas.
Yeah, I may not be calculator COD, but I've crunched the numbers, and it's looking like OGT is going to win this map unless Minnesota really kicks it into gear, which is fine. Minnesota won the first map, make it a 1-1 series. We all love a series that stretches into map 4 and map 5. But I mean, OGT, the dominance they've shown on S&D, the confidence they've shown on S&D, it's honestly unparalleled. And I wouldn't be surprised if they just close it out right here. You have OGT on defense. You have Minnesota Rocker again, just kind of going to this A side, maybe not going down the elevator time, but you see Calculator COD get a kill, gonna be bomb side. You see Bray try to do Bray things, but gets taken out by Dank. It's a 2v2 at this point as Dank goes down in return. You have Drax 3Z for BW and Calculator. Drax goes down. It's all up to little 3Z to maybe clutch around and end it here, but they don't. Minnesota Floppr still alive in this map.
5-3. Wow. And I was actually thinking that they would get the bomb down, but no. Floppr guns are now warmed up. Little Freeze gets mowed down at the A bomb site.
Yeah,
So
I honestly like I haven't been keeping track, but I think that might be like the only round that the bomb seemingly didn't go down. I
that's what I'm
so
thinking.
many plants.
That's what I'm thinking. It's I'm seeing one plan apiece. Little Freeze your bomb carrier right now for OGT, who's on the offense. Drax working his way around. Looks like he's going to do a charge on that. Oh,
Wow,
hello, calculator time on the
wow,
first blood, but Drax is all
wow,
wow,
wow! That
wow,
round
five
must have
three,
been under 10 seconds. Like no kidding.
oh, 5-4.
These teams, they do not want to strategize. They want to pick the bomb site, they want to run to it, and they just want the round to be over. Like they're playing TDM on this map.
Yeah,
It's
that's just
actually
what I was
insane.
getting ready to say. They're playing TDM.
This is insane from both teams. I think Minnesota, this quick pace gameplay seems to be working out for them now. So I would be surprised if they don't try to keep it up in this very dire round for them.
As BWO's point of view, Blackbird's your bomb carrier, Little Freeze setting up on the chopper. Bray working his way around, trying to get some kind of cover, but Drax drawing the first blood. Blackbird, oh man, at the chopper, so that calculator Khan doing a little cleanup himself. It is a 2v2 right now. Calculator Blackbird over at the chopper, watching left, watching right. Is anybody good? Calculator Blackbird, ooh, there's a hello there. Oh man, but he gets mowed down. The bombs down at the chopper. Calculator Cod is all that's left against Bray. 1v1. Stun going out. It connects. Working his way over to the stairs. Bray outside the chopper. Calculator Cod. Slow crawls. Oh man, and there we
Wow.
go. We're going to a round 11 as Minnesota tie it up 5 apiece.
We're going to round 11. That 1v1 there, I feel like was longer than some of the rounds we had. You see Calculator COD feel the pressure of knowing if they go down, it's game over for the map. Calculator COD doing everything they can to play their life, just go prone, just on the steps, under the helipad, maybe they don't get seen, and that's exactly what works. They pop their head out, and they get sights on OGT, and now it's a 5-5, OGT up 5-2. That's got to be messing with you as we go to a defensive round for them. They're nervous. I could tell you that right now.
Floppr just caught completely up from a nice deficit as Bray is giving that A bomb site some coverage. Drax trying to catch him on the flank. He gets a few love taps in, but oh man, but Calculator Kai drawing the first blood onto Drax, working his way back upstairs. Oh man, but Calculator gets taken out. It is a 3v2. Bomb is planted at B. Dank watching the stairs, working his way around. Oh, but gets taken down. All that's left is Blackbird. Can he do it? Can he take care of this 1v3? 1v2 right now as Float was starting to defuse. Oh man, there we go. Little Freeze, all that's left. And Little Freeze getting the defuse. Give it to OGT. They take the search 6-5.
Yeah, that was a I was nervous for OGT in that last round. I mean, when you have Drax see 3 of them run by and can't get a single kill.
Our countdown. Where's our HUD? There we go. OGT on the offense, Minnesota on the defense. Let's have some fun here looking from Blackbird's point of view. Switching to the knife, working his way down onto the side. Calculator time says he's round down range, talks to the page, and drawing the first blood. On the Calculator COD, Drax upstairs, my favorite little campsite. See Blackbird takes him down. Lives are basically even right now as Minnesota, making sure nothing goes on to B. But guess what? That A site is being, wait a minute, both sites, nope, that A site's being taken by OGT. It looks like we have, no, we don't have a stack on it, but we don't have anybody on it right now.
Yeah, Minnesota has done a great job of pushing OGT back. You saw OGT kind of like go after A little bit, kind of go after B a little bit, but Minnesota was there to meet them at every turn. You see OGT kind of looking to figure out what to do now. You see some players go towards B, but get cut down by Minnesota. You see some players now going towards A, but going to meet this player in BWO, defending the A point. Drax trying to be as invisible as he can here. They get onto the point, but Minnesota, they are already looking towards it. It's just Drax on this point. Actually, Drax and Float, excuse me. They're double capping this point. Minnesota, they know they got to look at it. They have positions to look at it. You get BW on the point, he will finally clear it. You have not a lick of time on B. OGT knows they have to double down on this A point, but you see they're being surrounded by Minnesota. There are sharks in the water here.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. There are sharks in the water. Only one tick of progression on this map for OGT with 10 seconds left in the round. Draft going to go ahead and take one, take two. There's a 10 life advantage right now for Minnesota, but Drax is going to try to do something about that along with Dre. There we go. We're going to start a capture over on the A side. We have a small stack over at A. Word to Jim. 0.2 of a second left, and we're coming up to 2 ticks over at A. Somebody get on B, please. 2.5 at A. That A point is now secured. We have another minute to play with, Gun.
Honestly, that A point getting captured might be nothing short of a miracle based on how it was looking just a few seconds before. You do get the A point captured. That's going to be great for, you know, the ticks going into round 5 defense. But I don't really think there's a way you're walking away with this round. You have 4 points, no respawns left, and Minnesota is just tearing up on that B point. I don't think they're going to get the one tick at B. Bray's going to try, but goes down in that lighthouse tower over there. You have 2 members of OGT left. You have 1 member of OGT left. It's all up to Lil 3Z, and he goes down. That was a great final capture on the A point, but you've already given up too many lives, and there was really no place to go from there.
Yeah, there was nothing left in the tank because it was already down to running out of top lives when they captured that A point. They started on B, they came down to 4, and then went 3-2-1. Right now, OGT is up by 3 ticks. Let's see how Minnesota answers on their offensive round. Looking from Bray's point of view right now, OGT on the defense. Here we go. Bray working his way around up towards that B side. Everybody going to Grandma's. He's going to hop down on the side of the zip line as Dank's drawing the first blood on the float. Oh, wow. Sees now BWO takes him down as Minnesota is already on that A hill. Blackbird trying to become a nuisance towards the windows. We have half of a tick on that A side, but Blackbird gets taken down as somebody was on there to clean it off. I can't tell who. The float is cleaning off that A hill. So it basically just blanked it completely out.
Yeah, I was going to say, if Minnesota comes out strong in this offense, they could blow this game wide open, but you see really Minnesota struggling here to get any sort of footing on one of these points. You see them kind of contemplating this B point. Calculator COD will step onto it, and OGT has about 3 down, so they're going to have to spend some time in respawn here. But, you know, Minnesota, they need to get their guys here pronto as all of OGT is surrounding the point. They don't even have that B tick. I think Blackbird will be able to finish this, but Drax challenges it, does go down, and Minnesota, they have something solid going here. You see number 5, the Calculator COD trying to spawn trap OGT, have Float hovering around the point. OGT cannot really get to this B point, and honestly, B is the one you don't want to go down. A is going to be a lot harder to defend here as B is solidly in your territory. But OGT at this point, they know Minnesota is so dominant that they just need to step back and refocus on A and maybe kind of avoid the spawn trap that seems to be developing here.
And BWO and Blackbird were stacked up on that B point, word to Jim. And right now you have Dank and did have Dank and Calculator COD on the A point. BWO trying to keep things clean from upstairs. Blackbird on a 5 right now. Float keeping them out from coming out of their spawn. Calculator gives them a couple taps, and then Float gets taken down. Calculator COD working his way around, trying to keep anybody coming over on that onto that A side, as you already have 2 of them on there. OGT down to 3 lives. A tick and a half over at B for Minnesota. 2 ticks at B. Calculator caught on 5 spree. 2.5 ticks. Full stack over on that 8-point word to Jibs. Give it to Minnesota. They're up 2-0.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting end to the round, honestly. I saw Minnesota just getting totally carried away with the kill feed there. They were decimating OGT in the kill count. But I was wondering if they're gonna step on to the point and maybe even try to catch a way to get those ticks. I mean, I think Minnesota is now up 2-0 in the map, so maybe you're not thinking about a round 5 at this point if you think you could finish it off, but Minnesota does kind of leave that last man in Little 3Z. I'm honestly curious why Little 3Z didn't just hold a grenade and like try to avoid Minnesota getting ticks, but you know, I think Minnesota kind of knows where this map is headed, and it might not be a round 5.
It may not be. Looking from Calculator Cod's point of view, as you have already on that A hill with BWO, but three. Oh, hi, how you doing? Sends a few rounds, barrel stuff the poor guy, as Lil Breeze drops down the elevator, and Bray just outside that B point, trophy going down. We're going to go ahead and we're going to start the capture of that B hill. Half of the ticket B, nice kill right there by Bray as he's watching that A side, 1 ticket A, contest over at A, that a tick and a quarter. We have them on both hills right now, coming up on 2 ticks today, 1 full ticket B. Bray giving some good coverage at that site, 2.5 over at A. Bray on a 5 spree, holding down the B hill. The A hill now just get to, oh, there we go. They're going to finish off that A hill. It's taken care of. We have another minute to play with, Gun, with 2 ticks at B.
Holy heck, does OGT look dominant here. I mean, when you have an offensive team capturing both and slaying out in the kill feed all at once, you know you're in trouble from a defensive point of view. But as I say that, Calculator COD gets a 3-peat, he gets a 4th kill, and OGT is just going down one after another like dominoes falling. The good news is you only need 1 tick on B. The bad news is, if you don't get that tick or you allow your life count to dwindle to 0, it is game over for OGT in this map. You're kind of back into this position of really needing to make a play here. And you see OGT trying to do just that, flanking around successfully. Drax getting 2 kills, Bray combining for a 3rd. You have 1 player left in Minnesota up, and there you go. OGT is able to get 3 players onto the B point, and Minnesota can't even hold a candle to that point by the time they respawn. OGT, a very dominant offensive round. If they could complete this defense in the way we expect defenses to go, we are at a round 5, and that might be unexpected based on how the first 2 rounds went.
I mean, it's looking like both of these teams are coming in at 6-1, and it looks like they're playing positive in their first round just to feel everybody out. And then OGT just decides to tromp on the gas, get off the bagel. And are they going to try on their defense to bring it up to a round 5, or will Minnesota take the control? We shall find out right now, looking from Bray's point of view. Make it, tossing a hello there over by the zip line. Doesn't connect with anybody. Close. Oh man, BWO drawing the first blood, but Close gets taken out just outside the anti-aircraft gun. Bray upstairs. Dade coming his way. He gets out of the way just in time, as nobody is on either hill right now. Calculator COD trying to do some house cleaning and then work his way around, work a flank, make sure nobody's coming in. Dank upstairs, trying to make sure nothing's on A, but guess what? Oh man, Bray cleaning off that A point, but we're already over at B. We have 1 on that B hill right now. Oh, no, we don't. My mistake. I looked at the mini-map wrong.
Yeah, so in this round, there's good news and bad news for OGT. The bad news is you're down in the live count. The bad news is you're down in the live count. The good news is you haven't allowed Minnesota to get any ticks. As I say that, A might be developing into something here, but Drax gets their sights onto it. OGT doing a good job of defending. If they could just run down this clock, that live count is not really going to come into play here. all you need to do is keep Minnesota off this A point. You have B locked down pretty well. You have three members of Minnesota respawning, but Blackbear is just kind of going on to this point, kind of being ignored here, getting some kills, and I think that first tick does maybe come through, but playing out on the point regardless, just becoming a problem, just buying time for the rest of his team to follow up on those kills, get on the point, and now you have OGT spawning at B, and I don't even think they can get to A in time. I think Minnesota got the A point, and now OGT is looking a little bit scarier than it just was.
There we go. That A point is now secured. We have another minute to play with a minute 20 left in the round. Looking from Bray's point of view, they got to keep them off B. Dank working his way around. He's trying to be sneaky, working the long flank. Is he going to be able to get onto that B hill with Float in hot pursuit? Is he going to catch him on the B hill? Oh man, Float gets taken down. Calculator Con doing some cleaning upstairs, but that was a trade. There's no oh, here we go. We got that Blackbird on that B hill. Little Freeze getting taken down. Blackbird owning that B hill right now. Completely solid. One ticket B for the Minnesota Floppr. Float trying to work his way in. Oh, Float gets taken down. OGT down to 4 lives. 6 for Minnesota. Ticket and a half on that B side. Little Freeze starting to come around. Minnesota now down to 4 lives. Here we go. It's like a search and destroy round. Now it's 4 on 3.
Yeah, it's a search and destroy round at this point. It's 4 on 3. You have Calculator COD, I think, who's been making most of the plays here. They're out of the count. Blackbird's out of the count. BWO's out of the count. It's all up to Dank. It's a 2v1. Dank has to contend with Float and Lil 3Z. The clock is not on their side. You got to get on that point. You got to stop the clock. But OGT, they have eyes all around this point. They're looking at it from multiple angles. You see Dank knowing they just need to get a pick. They need to catch an OGT member out of place. But OGT being very disciplined, they just need to wait for Dank to get on the point, and he does. And now OGT knows they're 2-stacking it. They're going together. It's dangerous. Don't go alone. Take this.
Oh, wow.
Dank goes down. OGT has brought this control back. There is not a moment to rest in this series. We have a round 5.
Yes, that we do. And OGT, if I'm looking at my count right, with 9 ticks, OGT is guaranteed defense on this map, on this round 5.
Is that true? Did they come back all the way from like maybe like kind of getting dominated in the offenses or in their defenses, and now they're gonna have defense? No, they do have attacking.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Okay, my count was wrong then. Minnesota has defense, OGT has offense. And here we go, looking from Bray's point of view. Door getting kicked in, making his way upstairs, going to my favorite campsite on this map. BWO on there, drawing the first blood on the BWO. Bray as Calculator COD. Right there, Little Freeze gets taken out of the elevator shaft as Calculator COD works his way around the anti-aircraft gun, kicks the door in. Trying to start a spawn trap, gets one. Now he's going to work the long flank around. Hi, how you doing? There's 2. Is he go, oh man, he gets taken down himself. Little Freeze. Now Drax trying to work over to the Minnesota side. Hopping down. Is he going to try to that beat that? Oh man, but Calculator COD catches him. We got nothing going on. Oh wait a minute, we have Bray trying to capture that A hill, but he gets taken down. 47 seconds left in the round. Clock is stopped because we have OGT on 1 hill.
Yeah, I mean, Calculator COD has been so important for this Minnesota team this entire series, especially in this control. I feel like Calculator is just kind of eating up here. If you're OGT, it's looking scary. You do have 2 ticks at A. You have to contend with that number 5 and Calculator COD coming up behind, and that is some nice shots with the SMG out of Float to actually defend this A capture, probably secure it. And yes, it does get secured, but Minnesota knows to just 3-stack B. OGT is not going to run right at it. They're going to be smart. They're going to try to flank around. They're going to take a breath and take their time. The lives are about even. There's plenty of time to work with if you're both teams here. Drax coming up from behind. Minnesota, they have eyes on the point, but OGT has control, has more map control. You see Drax in their spawn trying to get a little bit of some shots from behind, and there you go. Minnesota goes 3 down, and that's clearance for OGT to get on the point.
Ooh, as BWO gets taken off the hill. Drax, hi, how you doing? Trying to catch him coming around as nobody's on that B. Nobody's starting to capture on that B hill right now. Drax hopping down the ladder. There he goes. Oh man, but he gets taken down by Dank. Bray trying to work his way around. There's the nade, doesn't connect. No, it doesn't. Calculator Cod shoulders out, sends some rounds. Now Bray watching from upstairs. He gets a couple left taps, takes out Dank. Get onto that hill, man. There you go. Get on the hill, stop the clock. But there's 4 lives net left for Minnesota right now. It's going to be CDM right here. 2 left. Calculator Cotton BWO are all that are remaining. 1 ticket B for OGT. Calculator Cotton take it out. BWO take it out. OGT take the map. 3-2.
Wow, and you know, it's not just a 3-2, it's a reverse sweep. Those first 2 rounds looking scary out of OGT. But again, we saw this in a hard point too. We saw this as, you know, they were getting rattled as Minnesota was climbing back from a 5-2 deficit in the S&D.
Yeah, it's severely crazy. And here we go, looking from Dank's point of view. Let's see who hits 200 first, because that would almost guarantee a win. OGT already on the hill. Granger on the first blood. Dank oh man, some nice shots upstairs. Minnesota is now holding on to the hill. 5-3 in favor of the Floppr. Dank, quick reload, watching around, making sure nobody's coming through on that 50 side. As Float, oh man, Float comes in, tries to clean house. Little Freeze gets taken down. BWO at the gun on that heady, but he gets taken down. Dank is just maintaining. Bray working his way around 2-on-1, and Dank finally gets knocked off the hill. OGT breaks the hill 22-7 in favor of the Floppr as Bray hops down. Everybody's starting to rotate over towards that P2. And I tell you, Gunn, this is going to be some fun as we get that last contest on P1. OGT is going to go ahead, let that time go white, and we're going to kick off P2. 23-17 Minnesota.
And here you go. OGT is starting P2 with a strong hold, and Minnesota, they can't really touch it. This is what you need to see out of OGT. You need to see them not being able to be broken by Minnesota. That's what we didn't see in the first half of that first hard point, and it really costed them. OGT is holding their ground. Minnesota will eventually get it. They're 22 seconds delayed, and OGT, they're not getting great spawns here. Retake going, but in 15-20 seconds here, that might be a good thing, is you have spawns for next. As I say that though, on flip, your OGT, you have the ability to maybe get some shots from behind here and get the scrap time and maybe make this kill a net positive for you. But Minnesota, they're not going down. They still have 2 guys on the hill, and they have 2 guys set up on P3. This is how Minnesota ran away with the first game, and OGT, they're gonna have to stop this right now.
OGT is going to have to pull out of the Minnesota playbook on this one. 57-29 in favor of Minnesota. Drax launching around on the anti-aircraft that gets taken down by Dank just on the outside. Dank on a counter spree, making sure that P1 area is clear. Float kicks the door in, says, hi, how you doing? And he gets taken down. Dank, quick reload on the aims. As Will Freeze watching upstairs. BWO on 5-3 explodes over on the heady at P1, but he gets thrown down. Calculator Cod trying to make a difference, but he gets taken down himself. Dang, working a long way around. Hi, how you doing? Gets taken down by Little Freeze. Bray on the hill. Looks like he's going to go ahead, get the rest of this scrap time on this hill. No, they're not. 88-32 in favor of Minnesota as Calculator Cod holding onto the hill as we get ready to go to P4 with 100 points starting off right now. 132 Minnesota.
Yeah, and I can't emphasize this enough. This is looking very familiar to people who watched the first map. Minnesota has a solid lead. OGT is starting off the points when Minnesota is breaking in. And again, if OGT can just get their footing here, they might be able to come back and take the lead again like they did in the first map and maybe take the map. But as I say that, Minnesota just slays out and OGT goes 4 down and Minnesota has another retake. OGT, they can start kills, but they're having trouble finishing them. Minnesota, their major talent that is winning them this hard point is they know how to enter a hill.
That they do. I mean, they are coming in, kicking the door in, kicking ass, taking names. As it right now, it's 124.52 Floppr, and Blackbird watching that elevator shaft. He knows some OGT is going to come down it as we get ready to go to a fresh set of rotation. 135.52 in favor of the Floppr. 1 kicks off float upstairs. Oh man. Oh man, he's one on his floor, but Calculator Todd takes it down. Float on a three spree right now. OGT is holding onto the hill. Are they going to go ahead and start the catch-up game? 136.63 Floppr. Bray upstairs doing some executive blood. Will take it down. Little breeze. Oh man, he gets taken down by PWO, but Calculator Cod gets taken down himself. PWO on the hill. Oh man, he got slid under 136.73 Floppr. Dang, trying to clean that P1 hill off. Look, comes up onto the little, comes up around oh, gets taken down by little threes. 3 of them taken out, sent back to spawn as we get ready to go to this P2, 136-90 in favor of Minnesota, but OGT is kicking it into gear right now, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, OG to close out that P1, it's all green in the kill feed. Minnesota may as well been in Minnesota the way they were constantly respawning on the other side of the map. But again, OGT, they have spawns here, but Minnesota's making another play. You go 3 down for Minnesota. OGT finally is figuring out how to hold these points, and you see that once they do that, they are right back in this game, only down 30. Minnesota jumps right in, and they take it again. OGT still has spawns. They're going to be able to get one more solid challenge out at this hill, but look at Minnesota's strategy. They just have all 4 players on the hill, and that's really hard if you're the other team to kind of get those players off the hill. As I say that, Minnesota, they still have people on the hill. Finally, OGT can take the scrap time. Minnesota gets a lot of points there, but crucially, going into the next point, Minnesota, by just going down at the right time and forcing OGT to just kind of hold their spawns and really kind of go slow into that P2, Minnesota takes P3 to start. Now spawns to P10, but Minnesota, they know how to break into a hill. Do they know how to hold it? Because that's going to be the crucial question here.
Very true. 171-21 Minnesota's BWO from upstairs. He says Brown does a little connected on the float. He gets a nice little 2-piece there on the little breeze. Oh man, he's just keeping them from coming out of that building. He takes down Drax. Is he going to get a 4? Oh nope, he's not going to get the 4. But Minnesota holding on to the hill. 188-121 in favor of the Floppr right now. Little breeze, quick reload. It looks like Breeze is going to go ahead and get set up on P4 for when that kicks off. It looks like OGT is going to go ahead and get the rest of this scrap time on this 6-3 hill. Will OGT be able to chain these 2 hills? Does it look like it? 198-130 in favor of the Floppr.
Yeah, if you're OGT, you might be thinking about that map 5 here. Even at this point in the previous hard point, you were kind of even. You may have taken the lead a little bit. Minnesota seems to be running away with this game. OGT, they're having a solid push at this P4 here. Minnesota basically has to do a full team reset. Now has a moment to get set up and to defend this point. So OGT may be able to collect 30 here, but that still leaves Minnesota with 207, even considering that they don't get any more points in this hill. Minnesota's exactly where they want to be. P1 is going to be mixed, and maybe Minnesota's not going to be able to win it there. But if you get those P2 spawns, we know how well Minnesota can hold a hill. You might be thinking about map 5 if you're OGT, but never count them out. We've seen this team come back in that control, so maybe I'll eat my words. Who knows?
Maybe, but here we go. 215-161 in favor of the Floppr as we kick over to P1. This could be the final hill of this map. Drax working his way around. Boom, he goes ahead. He takes out Calculator. working a flag, gonna look on that 3 side as Minnesota on that Blackbird gets taken off the hill, but it don't matter. Calculator Cotton back on that P1 hill. 228, 164 with the success. Leading up the hill on a 5-3 right now. Nobody has a kill streak in their pocket at all. Little free. Boom, there we go. He goes ahead, takes down Blackbird. But Threes gets taken out himself as he gets the stud out. OGT may end up getting the scrap time on this P1 hill. PWO working his way around. We have a contest, but no, OGT is firmly owning this P1 hill as we get ready to jump down into P2, 228, 190 in favor of the Floppr.
Yeah, the good news for OGT is that P2 is just a stone throw away from P1, and you have solid map control here, but Minnesota forming a rectangle around the point, maybe a triangle, but, you know, they're doing Minnesota things. They're trying to break in here. OGT, I can't win it here. They can't win it here, so Minnesota feeling a little bit comfortable as they collect as much time as they can. Maybe they won't be able to win it here, but then they only need, what, 15 seconds for P3? OGT, though, they only got one guy on the point. They're getting spawns. They're going to come up from behind there. They're going to get Minnesota by surprise. Little 3Z having a rough gunfight there. Minnesota still on the point. There's 6 seconds left. OGT has the spawns, but do they have the Nike sneakers to make it to this point? I don't think so. Minnesota take it right here in a more dominant hard point than the first one.
And here we go. We are going to a map 5. We are going back to the Hacienda for search. Oh my God. I mean, this hard point right here was just all gas, no break for both teams.
Yeah. I mean, I said it was a more dominant happen, but we're already back into the S&D. OGT on the attacking side. I think they started attacking the first time as well. They seem to be very comfortable here. See it, OGT sending all of their team members to one bomb site in Minnesota, trying to counter it a little bit more spread out, but OGT, they know how to get the other team members out of place. They know how to get the picks, and, well, it's a 2v2 now, but OGT, they don't really seem to have switched up their strategy much from that first S&D. Drax gets a kill on the BWO to make it a 2v1. It's all up to Calculator COD, just biding their time, waiting for something to happen. Maybe expecting to wrap around to the other bomb site, but little 3Z here on this ladder, about to jump through the window and maybe meet Calculator, but doesn't. The bomb's down. The Calculator sees the bomb. That's what he's waiting for. OGT,
Gonna be able to?
yeah, maybe if they go up that ladder, they maybe get Calculator caught here, but caught off guard.
Oh,
there you
wow,
go.
wow.
Drax able to, I thought they were going to get collateraled for a minute. I thought they were going to get shot right through both of them.
Wow, and OGT take the initial lead at 1-0. Cadbro, thanks for the prime. As we see Drax with that final kill. So let's see how Minnesota answers on their offensive route. OGT on the defense. Here we go. Looking from Dank's point of view, as Blackbird is your bomb carrier. Looks like everybody's making a bum rush over onto that A side, unless there's going to be a distraction. I'm looking at the mini map right. We have 2 and 2 for OGT. So they're split up pretty fairly, but everybody is on that A bomb site right now. The bomb's getting planted at A. Still full strength both sides. Calculator COD drawing the first blood on the track. Bomb is planted. And it is now a 3v3. Bray hopping upstairs, working his way around. Where you guys at? Where you floppers at? They're around here somewhere, but Bray gets taken down. Little Freeze is all that is left. He gets taken down. Minnesota answer handily, one apiece.
It's 1-1. We are setting up for round 11 here if this trend continues. Yeah, just another very even round. Yeah, Minnesota on the offense, or OGT wins that one. Maybe I'm confused. So both defenses have won. Well, let's see if OGT can get an offensive round. I think the first team to win an offensive round, I think at that point it's going to be their game to lose. If OGT can do it, I think they're kind of employing the same strategy here. Maybe running up the middle a little bit more. Maybe trying to throw some bullets across this kind of mid fountain area. But you see them gravitate towards that A bomb nonetheless.
That Float drawing the first blood, but Float gets taken down himself as Drax watching over there. The bomb is planted over at A. It is now a 3v2. Gray goes ahead. He takes down Blackbird, so it is now a 2v2. Gray with a reload onto the jackal. BWO looking left, looking right. Just going all the way around. Dank upstairs, not seeing anybody. The call outs are going left and right. Little Freeze behind the bomb. He's giving some coverage. Over at the fence, Little Freeze gets taken down. Bray is all that's left right now for OCT. And Bray gets taken down. Minnesota going to go ahead and get the defuse. Get off the breadstick and go ahead 2-1.
2-1, and that's another offensive loss. It's been all defenses here in this final SMD. The bomb get planted there, but Minnesota just able to capitalize on again some picks from OGT. It's really, I think, going to come down to which team is going to be able to chain 2 rounds in a row, or maybe that just never happens and we just keep going 1-1. I wouldn't be surprised based on how evenly matched these teams are, but I would bet Minnesota's feeling the pressure to eke out an offensive win here.
Well, let's see how BWO and company answer on their offensive round. BWO's bomb carrier Dank tossing a hello there. Doesn't connect with anybody. No, it doesn't, but looks like the entire Floppr team is making a magic rush over onto that A side. Little Freeze with an angle up on that porch. Calculator Todd just on the other side of that door. Hi, how you doing? Drawing the first blood on the Little Freeze. And, oh man, Calculator Cotton gets answered for himself. Bomb planted over on that A side. Drax trying to work his way around, trying to do some catching up. Is he going to be able to? Oh man, there we go. Dang. Oh, BWO's on a 5 spree. Bray is all that is left. But there's one for Bray. It's Bray versus BWO. Is he going to be able to get BWO and the defuse, or just the defuse? Either one will work. And he's right out of time for the defuse. So there we go. Minnesota going to go ahead, jump up 3-1.
Yeah, that's our first offensive win there. Minnesota up 3-1. OGT down 2. This is probably when you start to get a little bit nervous. I mean, the most important thing with these S&Ds and these round-based game modes is that you don't use these breaks between rounds to get in your head, because that so often does happen. But, this is the final map. The winner of this map wins the division, wins the season. This is when you start to get in your head a little bit, and it's all going to come down to if OGT can respond with an offensive win again. And you see them kind of switching up their strategy. But Minnesota's ready for it. Minnesota does go down, but BWO responds with a 2-piece, a 3-piece, a 4-piece, an ace to close out the round. Chain 3 rounds together, get another defensive win. That is very tough to come back from OGT mentally. I don't think we're gonna see them go to that bomb site again.
I don't think they are either. I mean, that was just brutal. 4-1, favor of the Floppr. BWO with that nice 4-piece. Had that ace. So here we go. Minnesota on offense. Blackbird's your bomb carrier. BWO working his way around to the garage. Right behind. Looks like he's behind Dank. With the it looks like we're going to try this new thing on the other side. BWO drawing the first blood on the float. Blackbird going to go ahead and make the plant over onto that B side with look at BWO on a 5 spree right now. Bray, he goes ahead, takes out Dank, so it's a 3-on-3.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-2 now. Minnesota has the advantage. You could tell the way they're shooting, the way they're moving on the map, they have a little bit of a pep in their step here. They want to close out this round, make it a 5-1, and you know it's not impossible to come back from that. We saw Minnesota almost come back from 5-2, but statistics are not on their side. You see Lil 3Z back to his aquatic ways, going in the water. It doesn't work out in the long run. Minnesota is able to just close out the live count. OGT, a 5-1 deficit. Now you're in your head a lot. I can tell you that. I can tell you that much. It's all going to be based on whether the team can keep composed and just take it one round at a time.
If you remember the last one, OGT was at a deficit, but then again, they tromped on the gas and ended up taking a protocol search 6-5. So let's see how they answer on their offensive round. So here we go. Brazier Bomb Carrier, looking from Drax's point of view, looks like we're going to go ahead with a A charge, maybe. Everybody's going into the middle of the map with Little Freeze, giving some coverage onto A, making sure it's clear. They draw the first blood. It is now a 4v2. Little Freeze, he's going to have to go he's all that's left. It's a 1v4. Minnesota may end up taking this.
It's a 1v4. Lil 3 feels it. They know the statistics on this one. It's not looking great. Lil 3Z trying to just get a pick, but they're on the offense. Minnesota just needs to wait for that clock to just tick down. 45 seconds left. Lil 3Z, 45 seconds left to get 4 of these players out. The bomb is in the center of the map. Bomb does get picked up. I don't know if Lil 3Z is the player, though. Player stands up. Lil 3Z fires shots in return. But that's it. Minnesota, the most dominant map of the series. They just come out flying. They take the map and they win a very hotly contested series for the bronze mixed championship.
Yes. Congratulations to the